Hello students, welcome back to the maths class. Today we are going to start exercise 7.3. In this exercise we shall deal mainly with two congruency theorem. One is side congruency theorem and second one is right hypotenuse side theorem, or we can say in short RHS theorem. So these two theorems we have not applied in many of the question earlier. Maybe side we have applied, but I think the RHS we are applying mainly in exercise 7.3 only. So let us see the first question. Already you are knowing it, the angle side angle congruency theorem, angle side congruency theorem, and side angle side congruency theorem. Okay, so you are aware with these three theorems how to apply, what are the basic conditions. Okay, and this exercise you will deal with the one main theorem, that is RHS. Okay, so let us see how we can solve the first question. In the first question, see, we have given that triangle ABC and triangle DBC are two isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means triangle which two sides are equal. Okay, so here we have given that the ABC and DBC are two isosceles triangle on the same base BC, means their base will be same, and the vertices A and D are on the same side of BC. You observe the vertex A and vertex D are above the line BC. Okay, means it is not like that vertex A is above the BC and D is on the below the BC. Okay, it is not like that. Both are above the BC. So we can say that they are same side. If AD is extended to intersect BC at P, then show that. So we have to show this all four parts, two pair of triangles we have to show congruent, then AP bisecting angle A as well as angle D, AP is perpendicular bisector of BC, these all things we need to show it. So it is a long question. You remember we have done such kind of long question in the exercise 7.1 also. On that time also I have told you the all parts may not come in the examination, one or two part may be asked. Okay, so same thing applicable here also. So let us see how we can do it. First of all, we shall write down the given thing in the question. So here we have given that triangle ABC and triangle DBC are two isosceles triangle. Okay, they are isosceles triangle, and we can mention over here the equal sides. That is what we have given equal here. AB is equal to AC. Second thing, BD is equal to CD, because BC is the given common base. So BC cannot be taken here, okay, with any other side. So the two sides remain, that will be only equal to each other. So we have only one thing given in the question, that ABC is isosceles, AB and AC are equal, BDC is isosceles, BD and CD are equal. Now need to write down to prove here. So to prove, what we need to prove here? First part, we'll write down triangle ABD and triangle ACD are congruent. So triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACD. Second part, what we need to prove here? In the second part, triangle ABP is congruent to triangle ACP. Okay. Third one, AP bisect angle A as well as angle D. Now see, this one we shall write down in little different manner. We shall write down in our terms what exactly we need. Observe, if AP is bisecting angle A, look at the line AP, that is bisecting angle A, means it is dividing angle A into two equal parts. Angle A means this is complete angle A, right? So if I divide angle A into two equal parts, this part is one part and this part is the another part. So I can say that I need to show angle 1 is equal to angle 2. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2 I need to show, and since it is bisecting angle D also, so this angle I will suppose 3 and this angle I will suppose 4. So I can say that angle 3 equal to angle 4. That also I need to show. Okay. Part number 4. In the part number 4, we need to show that AP is the perpendicular bisector of BC. So here you need to concentrate on two words, perpendicular and second one is bisector. So suppose if I talk about bisector, okay, so AP is bisector of BC, means AP divide BC into two equal parts. So I need to show here BP is equal to PC. And second thing, AP is perpendicular to BC. So suppose if I say this is my angle number 5, I am marking as 90° because that I need to prove it afterwards. Okay, so I can say that angle 5, or else we should not mark it as 90° because we have not proved it. So we will mark a simple angle, this one. This is angle number 5 and this is angle number 6. So angle 5 I need to show equal to angle 6 is equal to 90°, because if I am able to prove both the angles are equal to 90°, I can say that AP is perpendicular to BC, and since AP is bisecting BC, so it will be a perpendicular bisector. Okay, so these four things we need to show here. Let us see how we can prove it. First of all, in proof we will take the part number first. Okay, question is little long, so you need to keep a patience while solving this question. Okay, so let us see the first part. In the first part we need to take triangle ABD. So we are taking in triangle ABD and triangle ACD. Triangle ABD and triangle ACD. Okay, look at the triangle ABD and triangle ACD. If I draw the two triangles over here, for our convenience we can draw it and we'll see what exactly, which sides are equal over there, that we'll see. So suppose this one triangle if I draw, okay, one copy I will create of this angle, sorry, this triangle, and we shall mark these two triangles as ABD and ACD. So this one is ABD and this triangle as ACD. Here you observe AD and AD is already common. Okay, so one side we got equal. Second thing you observe, in the given we have already mentioned ABC is isosceles with AB and AC are equal. So observe here AB and AC are also equal. Third thing, observe BD and CD are also given equal in the given. So BD and CD are also equal, and these two triangles are becoming congruent by very simple theorem, that is side congruency theorem. So here we can say that AB is equal to AC. Second thing, BD is equal to CD. This is with the help of given. Okay, that is the one thing. Second thing, we shall write down the common side, that is AD is equal to AD. So AD is equal to AD, that is common, and hence we can say that yes, the triangle ABD, therefore triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACD. You can say that proved first part. So the first part got over. Now similarly we shall take the second part. In the second part, what they are asking? Triangle ABP and triangle ACP. So now we shall write down in triangle ABP and triangle ACP. Okay, once again we shall draw the two triangles over here. Let us paste over here and we shall give the name as ABP and ACP. Yes. So let us give the name first. First triangle is, okay, sorry, here I think I have made the mistake. Here I wrote by mistakenly ABD. So we shall rub this one. I think we have given that ABP. Check the second part. In the second part, I think it is given that ABP, right? So here, one small mistake I have done. This will be ABP. So first triangle is ABP and second triangle is ACP. Okay. Now, in these two triangles, what we have given equal. First of all, you observe AP and AP are common. So they are equal. AB and AC are equal because it is given in the question. AB and AC are equal. Now what else? We do not have any other side or angle are equal in these two triangles. Okay, but suppose if we take a help of the previously proved two triangles congruent, observe we have already proved triangle B ABD and triangle ACD are congruent. Okay, and angle 1 and angle 2 you observe that are coming in that two triangles. If angle 1 and angle 2 are corresponding angle, then we can say that they will be equal because they are the corresponding part of congruent triangles. So each and every corresponding part, whether it is angle or it is side of congruent triangle, that will be equal. So let us see angle 1 and 2 are corresponding or not. Angle BAD is angle number 1. Observe carefully. Okay, so this is my angle 1. CAD, it is my angle number 2. So can we say that they are corresponding? Yes, angle 1 and angle 2 are corresponding and they are equal also because they are the part of congruent triangles. So here in the first part only we can mention one line, angle 1 is equal to angle 2. We can give as equation number 1 and reason we shall give here CPCT, corresponding part of congruent triangles. Okay, so triangle ABP and triangle ACP. Now observe what else we got here. We required one pair of angle or sides. So carefully observe, I got angle 1 and 2 are equal. Can we say that angle 1, instead of saying angle BAD, can we say that it is angle BAP also? Okay, you observe carefully, the arms are only becoming longer or shorter, otherwise there is no change of the angle formed over here. Angle 1 is same. So angle 1, either you can say it is BAD or you can say it is BAP. Okay, so there is no problem in changing the name of the angle because only we are changing the endpoints, and because of that the arms of the angles are becoming longer or it can be shorter. So here we can say that in this triangle BAP is my angle number 1 and similarly CAP is my angle number 2. Okay, so this is angle number 1, this is angle number 2, and since both are equal, angle 1 and angle 2, so observe with the help of side angle side theorem we can say that triangles are congruent. Okay, so first we shall write down here AB is equal to AC, that is with the help of given. Second thing, angle 1 is equal to angle 2 that is with the help of by equation 1. Okay, and AP is equal to AP, that is common. So here we can say this is because of common. Okay, so we can say triangle ABP and triangle ACP are becoming now congruent. So therefore triangle ABP is congruent to triangle ACP by side angle side theorem or side angle side rule. Okay, here I think we forgot to mention, so we shall mention now by side rule. Okay, so here we can say our part number 2 is also over. So proved second, that we can say, right? Now we need to prove in the third part that AP bisect angle A as well as angle D. Okay, so that we shall talk little later, but you observe, since we have proved triangle ABP and triangle ACP are congruent, with the help of that some conclusion we can draw and which will help us to get the result in part number 4. Okay, so see how directly we can go ahead and we can draw some conclusion with the help of these two triangles we have proved congruent. So triangle ABP and triangle ACP are congruent right now. Can I say that therefore BP and CP are equal? Because I have told you some before that if two triangles are congruent, their corresponding part will be also equal. So BP and CP will be equal over here because these two sides are corresponding parts. And here we can say the reason is CPCT. Okay, this is my equation number second. Right, one thing. Second thing, observe the angle 5 and angle 6 in the triangle I marked over there, angle 5 and angle 6. Can I say that angle 5, the name we can say that is angle APB, and similarly angle 6 we can say that is APC. So APB and APC, are they coming as a corresponding angles? Look at in the triangle over here. APB, this is my angle number 5 actually. Okay, and APC, this is my angle number 6. So again angle 5 and angle 6 are coming as an corresponding angles and hence they will be also equal. So we can say that and angle 5 is equal to angle 6, again with the help of CPCT. Okay, and this equation I will suppose as equation number third. These two angles are equal, I am supposing it by x. Okay, now one thing you observe, in the question we have given that, I need to show you the figure again and again, then only the things will be clear. Okay, so see the figure, observe angle 5 and angle 6 are formed at a point P, and if we join both the angle, they form a one complete semicircle because BC is a line. Okay, so we can say that the addition of angle 5 and angle 6 will be forming a linear pair. So here we shall go ahead and we shall write down further part of the question is, since BC BPC is a line, okay, therefore what we can say, angle 5 plus angle 6 will be equal to 180 degree by linear pair. Okay, that reason we can give linear pair. I hope you know it very well. Okay, we have covered mainly in the chapter of lines and angles. Now you observe angle 5 and angle 6 both are equal to xx. So here I can keep the value here, x and x. X plus x will become here 2x. Here reason we should give by equation number third. Okay, so x plus x will become here 2x will be equal to 180. From 2, if I cancel 180, then it will be cancel 90 degree. So I can say that x will be equal to 90 degree. Okay, x is 90 means what I can say. Therefore, by equation third, in the equation third, if I put up this value, I can say that angle 5 is equal to angle 6 is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so we can say that also by equation number second. Also by equation second. Equation second, what we have? Once you check in the equation second, see, we have given that BP is equal to CP. So equation number second, we have BP is equal to CP. Now you observe, can we say that AP is the perpendicular bisector of side BC? See in the part number 4 what we have mentioned. In the fourth part, you see we have mentioned we need to prove BP is equal to CP and angle 5 is equal to angle 6 is equal to 90. To prove that AP is the perpendicular bisector of side BC. The same thing we have proved here. Observe. BP and CP already we have proved in equation number 2 and just now we have proved both the angle 5 and 6 are 90 degree. So we consider therefore AP is perpendicular bisector of BC, and here we can say that we have proved the fourth part. It is not compulsory that you have proved in sequence only. Okay, you can prove any part whichever is convenient to you. So we have proved the fourth part because it was connected with the two triangles. We have proved congruent in part number second. Okay, now we shall focus on to the part number third. So for that I am taking here two triangles. Okay, let me note down the triangles first. In triangle I am taking BPD and triangle CPD. Okay, these two triangles I am taking it. Let me draw the two triangles. So here first triangle I have taken. Similarly I am taking one more triangle here, and the name of both the triangles I am giving here BPD and CPD. So first one is BPD, second one is CPD. Okay, I will show you these two triangles are coming at the bottom of in the figure. Observe the main figure. Yes, are you looking the two triangles BPD and CPD, right? So in these two triangles, what we have, see, in these two triangles, first of all you observe PD and PD is given common, that is given to us equal. Since we have shown in the equation number 2 BP and CP are equal, that is also we have shown. BD and CD are given equal, that is also given equal in the question. So BD and CD are equal, right? However, you can take the help of angle 5 and angle 6 also. So in that case, side angle side will be applicable. But this is more convenient, I think so. Okay. So first we shall write down PD is equal to PD. That is common. Second, BP is equal to CP by equation number second, right? And the third one is BD is equal to CD. BD and CD are equal, that is given in the question. We have given that AB and AC are equal, and second thing we have given that BD and CD are also equal, because triangle BDC will be isosceles triangle. So now we can say that therefore triangle BPD is congruent to triangle CPD with the help of side theorem. So by side rule. Okay, and if we are proving these two triangles congruent, definitely we require either a one pair of corresponding side or one pair of corresponding angle equal to get the part number third. Look at the main figure now. Okay, see the main figure. In these two triangles, observe angle 3 and angle 4 we have marked, and in the part number third we need to show angle 3 is equal to angle 4. So angle 3 is which angle? BDP, and CDP is angle number 4. Look at the angle BDP and CDP. Can we say that they are corresponding parts of the triangle we have proved congruent? BDP. So BDP is angle number third and CDP is angle number 4. We can say that angle 3 is equal to angle 4 because they are corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So here reason we can give CPCT, and we can say that also see angle 3 and angle 4 we got equal. Also what we have got equal earlier, angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Angle 1 is equal to angle 2. I think we have proved in equation number 1. Let us check the first equation. Yes, look at the equation number 1. Okay, in the equation number 1 you observe here I have mentioned angle 1 is equal to angle 2, right? So here we shall write down angle 1 is equal to angle 2 by equation 1. Okay, so we can say that therefore AP bisect angle A as well as angle D, because both the angle we have proved equal. Okay, so very long question this one. In this question we have to prove that all four parts, and really if this question comes in examination then you will not be able to solve the remaining questions on time. So that's why I have told you in this question one or two part may be asked to you in the examination. So let us start the question number second. AD is an altitude of an isosceles triangle ABC in which AB and AC are equal. Show that AD bisect BC and AD bisect angle A. First of all, we need to draw the figure because in this question the figure is not given to us. So let us draw the one triangle first. So here I will draw one triangle. Okay, this triangle is given as triangle ABC. So we can mark the vertex over here. This is vertex A, this is vertex B, and this is my vertex C. And in this triangle AB and AC are given equal. AD is an altitude. Remember here they are saying altitude. Altitude means what? Perpendicular. There is another name of perpendicular. We say it is by altitude. So don't be confused with the word altitude. Altitude is nothing. It is simple. They are saying AD is a perpendicular of an isosceles triangle. Now see, if I draw the perpendicular from the point A or from the vertex A, then it will be drawn onto the side BC. So let us draw one perpendicular on side BC through the vertex A. So from here I will draw one perpendicular bit we need to adjust. Yes, right. So this is my perpendicular, and this perpendicular name I will give as AD. This is the given perpendicular to us. Now what we need to prove? First of all, we shall write down the given things, what we have given in this question. So see, we have given that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB is equal to AC. One thing, and second thing we have given that AD is perpendicular to BC. AD and BC are perpendicular. Okay. Now let us write down to prove what we have to prove here. So see, we have to prove here first part AD bisect BC. AD bisect BC. So AD is bisecting BC means that is what we need to prove. BD is equal to CD means who will be the two equal parts. If AD is bisecting BC means AD is dividing BC into two equal parts. So that two equal parts will be here BD and CD. Second one, what they are asking here, in the second part, C, we have to prove AD bisect angle A. AD bisect angle E means AD divide angle A also into two equal parts. So I will take this angle as angle number 1 and this angle as angle number 2. Means I need to show angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Okay, because the two equal part of angle A will be 1 and 2. So basically in this question we need to show BD and CD are equal, angle 1 and angle 2 are equal. Let us start the proof. So in the proof we shall prove again two triangles are congruent. Okay, so for that first of all let me draw the two triangles here. Yes, first triangle is taken, one more triangle we shall take. So second triangle I am taking here. Okay, and the name of two triangles I am taking here as first one is A D B and second one is A D C. Okay, now look at the two triangles. What we have given equal in these two triangles. First of all, you observe AD and AD common. AB and AC are equal, right? That is also given equal. So very good. Two sides we got equal, but we required one more corresponding part to be equal. That should be strictly followed under the proper sequence. Observe, we have given that angle ADB and angle ADC will be of 90 degree each. So this angle I can say angle ADB is of 90 degree as well as angle ADC should be of 90 degree. But that doesn't solve our problem. Why? Because see, the angle is not coming between the two sides and hence we cannot apply the side angle side theorem. However, both the angles are of 90 degree and hence they are equal. But that equal angle which are 90 degree, that is not coming between the two sides. And we can't say that here side angle side theorem is applicable because that is the only possibility that we can think of right now to apply here. But see here the theorem is not made, sorry, the question is not made for side angle side theorem. Here the question is given for right hypotenuse side theorem. So once again I am explaining your theorem. Look at carefully. Okay, for example, suppose I have two right triangles. Okay, now you try to understand the conditions of right hypotenuse side theorem, because this is the only theorem which creates sometime confusion a lot in the students. What exactly is requirement of the RHS theorem? So suppose if I have two triangles ABC and PQR, and if I say angle B and angle Q is of 90 degree, means remember this theorem is applicable only on right angle triangle theorem, sorry, right angle triangle. Okay, so this is applicable only on right triangles. So here suppose triangle ABC and triangle PQR are of 90 degree, and one angle is given of 90 degree here. So what exactly a requirement of RHS theorem? There is basically two requirement. First is their hypotenuse should be equal. So who is the hypotenuse here? AC and PR. How shall we come to know this is hypotenuse? The side coming in front of 90 degree angle is called as the hypotenuse of a triangle. So AC and PR should be equal. That is the first requirement. Second requirement is here that remaining two perpendicular sides. Who are perpendicular sides here? The sides which forms the perpendicular. Observe in the triangle ABC, AB and BC are forming the perpendicular, right? Similarly, in triangle PQR, who is forming the perpendicular? PQ and QR. So we can say that the corresponding pair of perpendicular side, any one should be equal. So you can say that one pair of perpendicular side corresponding will be AB and PQ, and second one will be BC and QR. So either you need AB is equal to PQ, or you need BC is equal to QR, whichever is possible. We don't require both. In that case, there is no necessity of RHS. We can say that then all three sides are equal. Then by side the triangles will be congruent. Okay, so either you need along with hypotenuse equal AB is equal to PQ, or you need BC is equal to QR. And now you observe that is given in the question. First of all, check whether the triangle is right angle triangle or not. If triangles are right angle triangle, then only think of to apply the RHS theorem. So see, our triangles are already right angle triangle given to us. Second condition, check their hypotenuse are equal or not. How will you come to know the hypotenuse are given equal? Who are the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse are those sides which are coming in front of 90 degree angle in a right triangle. So here I can say that AB, AB and AC are my hypotenuse. So hypotenuse are equal. One thing. Second thing, the side which makes perpendicular or from the remaining corresponding pair of side, one pair of corresponding side I need equal. So observe already I have AD and AD are equal, because AD and AD is common side between the two given triangles. So here we can say that yes, RHS theorem is applicable over here. So only proof is simple, there is no problem. Only you should know what exactly the RHS theorem is. Okay, so I have explained you once. Let us see how we can write down. So we shall write down in the solution in the proof in triangle ADB and triangle ADC. Okay, first we shall write down angle ADB, because the angles whichever are 90 degree, that also you need to mention. Angle ADC are equal, you can say each 90 degree. Second thing we can write down hypotenuse. Here you need to mention these are the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse AB is equal to hypotenuse BC, sorry AC, that is given in the question, right? And third thing you need to mention here as AD is equal to AD. that is common. Okay, now we can say therefore by RHS rule, or we can say congruency theorem. Okay, I have written in the main body of the solution. You can write down in the side also. Triangle ADB is congruent to triangle ADC. ADB and ADC are congruent. Okay, this one already we have given. So here, if these two triangles are congruent, but since the triangles we were not required to prove congruent, what else we required? Observe, we required BD is equal to CD. And look at the triangles we have proved congruent. BD and CD are one of the corresponding sides. Second, we required angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Who are angle 1 and 2? Angle 1 is BAD. So this is my angle number 1, and CAD, this is my angle number 2. Since the triangles are congruent and angle 1 and 2 are corresponding angles, so they will be equal. And if they are equal, we can say that second part is also over. So here we can say that BD is equal to CD. This we can say with the help of CPCT. Second, we can say angle 1 is equal to angle 2. That is also with the help of CPCT. Okay, and we can say that yes, these two things are equal. So we can say therefore AD bisect BC and angle, both the things we have proved. So here at last we shall mention proved first and second. Okay, so this complete the proof of the question number 2. Next session we shall take the remaining 3 questions, question number 3rd, 4th and 5th, and there are 1 or 2 theorems are required to prove in the chapter. That much it will remain. Then if it is possible, I will take the solved examples whichever are little difficult for you to solve by your own. That I will take. Remaining solved examples whichever are simple, that is your homework, you need to solve it by your own. I will tell you which questions you need to take it. Okay, that we shall discuss in the next session. Thank you.